What is up, guys? Rick Cacus here, otherwise known as Lord Highness your Cac the Third, and today we are going to be discussing the Supremacy game mode. It has been a very long time since Supremacy has been in the Iron Banner, and now it's back, and this time with a completely different meta. So we're going to be talking about whether or not Supremacy is actually good now, whether or not it's no longer the utter cancerous mess that it was before. Now guys, if you enjoy this content and want to see more, please remember to support the video by liking, commenting, and especially sharing. It's a very simple thing to do, but it really does help me out. So, Supremacy. This was such a divisive issue when it first came out. And honestly, I'm not just saying this to toot my own horn. I think that this is a really important video because Supremacy was like the main PvP thing added with the Rise of Iron. Like, think about how crazy that is. Rise of Iron came out. It was a $30 expansion. What did they add for PvP? Some new maps and one new game mode, and that one new game mode was Supremacy, and it launched with let's just say mixed reviews. The community was extremely divided. I don't want to say that everyone hated Supremacy. If you're watching the video and you did enjoy Supremacy and you're sitting there going, wow, okay, this Cactus guy's a fucking dick, man, like, I actually like Supremacy. That's not necessarily what I'm saying. Certainly there was people who enjoyed it, but the vast majority of people were very much against it. And it made the rounds as the first featured playlist for the first Iron Banner after the Rise of Iron. And geez, like, think of how embarrassing that was. Like, Bungie's fine to show off, hey boys, we're gonna try out our entirely new game type with Supremacy, and we're gonna launch it with the first Iron Banner. And the community was like, what the fuck is this? Like, it was just, man, it was not received well. In fact, I made a video saying that first Iron Banner was the best Iron Banner ever. So if you see that and you're like, this guy's a flip-flopping, that's not what I'm saying. I said in that video that the Iron Banner, I didn't necessarily enjoy the game type, I didn't enjoy the current meta, but the state of the rewards was fantastic, and it really was. Like, before the Rise of Iron, Iron Banner had definite issues with the bounty system, just felt tedious, it wasn't very rewarding. You'd play game after game after game and never get any good rewards, and then after the Rise of Iron, they did substantially improve that. The whole bounty system now is much better, and the rate at which you get rewards during games is much better as well. So the Iron Banner, you know, it is a lot better after Rise of Iron, but it's just that game mode, like, dragged everyone down. Like, think about that. We had the best bounty system, the best reward system that we've pretty much ever seen in the Iron Banner, and people still hated it because they disliked the game mode so much. And why is that? Why was Supremacy so hated? And by the way, it's funny that, you know, I made news videos announcing Iron Banner's coming out after that, and I would say, as a joke, the game mode is Supremacy again, and people would be freaking out in the comments. I'd be like, oh, just kidding, it's Clash or whatever, and the comment section was just completely filled with people being like, oh my god, he gave me a mini heart attack. Like, those are some pretty strong community reactions to a game mode, just saying. So, like I was saying, why was Supremacy so cancerous? Why did so many people just hate Supremacy? Well, I think it wasn't necessarily the fault of the game mode. The game mode itself is basically a ripoff of Call of Duty's Kill Confirmed. That's really all it is. Where you kill an opponent, that doesn't net you any points, it's picking up their tags or their crests, in this case, afterwards, that get you the points. And of course, you can deny the enemy from picking up your teammates' crests by going over them as well. That's a tried and true formula, and again, it works very well in Call of Duty. So why didn't it work in Destiny? Well, it's just because Supremacy was the victim, really just a victim, of the current meta. We had shotguns galore, and the Matter 64 had been added back in at that point with the Rise of Iron. So it was just everywhere. I mean, like I said in the Ultimate Crucible Guide video, if you want to use a shotgun, make sure it starts with an M and ends with an Atador 64. That thing was just, it was literally everywhere. The majority of my kills were probably from Matador 64s, and the crazy thing was, some people, didn't have it, so you had people using Quantaplasms, like the Raid shotguns. You had people using Matadors with trash rolls, like rolls without even rifled barrel. Like you'd see people using it with small bore and stuff just because you had to use a shotgun. I mean, you didn't have to use a shotgun. Some people were having good luck with fusion rifles and the like, but it was just an absolute shotgun fest. And it was just kind of a great way to expose all of the problems of the meta in the past. So we come to now, we come to today, months and months, like I think 5+ months after that incident, let's just say, we have another Iron Banner and its Supremacy, but this time with a completely different meta. Shotguns in and of themselves have been nerfed a little bit. I wouldn't say the nerf is actually that substantial. I was using a shotgun in Supremacy just because it happened to be what I had. It's actually the Trials of Osiris shotgun, which isn't even that good. I just didn't want to switch. Anyways, I was using that shotgun and it felt pretty decent. It didn't feel terrible. But the main thing is that special ammo is so limited now. If you're trying to run a shotgun, it's going to be a lot more difficult because if you die, you spawn with 0 ammo and you have to go out and get ammo from a crate again. And so the secondary usage, aside from sidearms, which we'll talk about in a bit, has dropped down drastically. So that took away really the main problem with what was impacting Supremacy before. So is Supremacy actually good now? Well, in my opinion, I'd say it is a lot better than it once was. You see so much more primary gunplay happening. You see a lot more people utilizing secondaries to a limited capacity. Like, you'll see someone with a shotgun, yes, you'll get killed a few times, but it's nothing absurd. You actually feel okay. You feel bested. Okay, he got me. He shotgunned me. I didn't have any secondary ammo, so I was just using my primary. Fine, you bested me. It isn't to the point where it's annoying. However, with that being said, there is something that is to the point of being annoying, and that is sidearms. I don't know why Bungie didn't predict this, that sidearms being able to keep ammo would be absurd, especially with ammo spawning so much more regularly. It's just causing a bunch of problems. Like, you had previously people using the best primary in Destiny, which was the Matador 64 shotgun, and now they're using the new best primary weapon in Destiny, which is apparently the Wormwood sidearm. Like, it's crazy. The best primary weapon to use in a game is never actually a freaking primary weapon. It's a secondary weapon. Like, it just blows my mind, but it's actually true. So you just see people, like, maining the Wormwood non-stop, and it is very frustrating. I would say that's not as frustrating. Like, the reason I'd say the Supremacy is a lot better is that if you verse a Wormwood, you have a chance, right? You have a chance to react, you have a chance to get out of there, you have a chance to still gun them down with your primary if they miss a few times, but with the Matador, you were just dead. Like, you were just dead. You had no time to react half the time. So I think the Wormwood is just slightly less annoying, but it is still very annoying. And actually, one of the things that I did when I was playing Iron Banner yesterday is that I was playing my Warlock, and again I had the Trials of Osiris shotgun because I was too lazy to switch it really, and it was actually working decently well, so I just didn't end up switching it. But most importantly, I have a very good Havoc Pigeon roll, and it's 295 light. Like, it's just a very old Havoc Pigeon that I always used for PvP, but I never brought into Trials or Iron Banner beforehand. So this was kind of, I was, punching myself for doing this. I did the Nightfall and got a 400 light snipe rifle and then just immediately deleted it because I was like, oh, this is a bad roll, not realizing that I would want to infuse my 200 light frickin' Havoc Pigeon. So, long story short, I'm sitting there with a Havoc Pigeon that is crap light, waiting for a secondary drop so I can finally infuse it. But that gave me a really interesting perspective because I was pretty much the only person in the damn playlist not using a sidearm. And so, again, that really showed me I was trying to out-primary people with sidearms, and it was a challenge. And I think that it really illustrated like the whole if you can't beat him, join him mentality comes up, where if you're using a sidearm against people using sidearms, it might not feel that bad because you gun down people with a sidearm while using a sidearm. But if you're not using a sidearm and you're just trying to use your primary weapon, it's rough out there. And I think it is something Bungie has already talked about, looking at ammo limitations for sidearms. Most importantly, you won't keep the ammo you get. That stuff needs to be implemented as soon as possible. But again, that really illustrated to me that it is a problem. That it isn't just like, oh, it's just the thing that's happening right now. It's just the go-to guns right now. It'll pass. Like, people will start using more weapons over time. No. Like, it is an actual issue, and hopefully Bungie can address this sooner rather than later. But like I was saying, the sidearm spam, it just isn't as annoying, in my opinion, as the shotgun spam. And so, Supremacy is turning out to be a kind of fun game type for me. I'm having fun in the Iron Banner, and I am enjoying Supremacy. I liked Kill Confirmed in Call of Duty, right? And so it was kind of surprising why I didn't enjoy Supremacy off the bat, but again, it was just a victim of the meta. Now with the meta changing, it's a lot more tolerable. It still definitely favors aggressive style of gameplay, and you can definitely have people shotgunning the crap out of everyone in that playlist as long as they're on top of it, but again, the spam is nowhere near as much. So I would recommend to you guys, if you haven't tried it out, try out Supremacy. It's a very different beast, and I would definitely give it a chance again. You may end up hating it still after versing a team of Wormwoods, and that is totally understandable, but I don't think it is as bad. I don't think it is the absolute most hated game type as it pretty much was with the previous meta. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it interesting, and if you did, please remember to support it by liking and especially sharing. Now, if you guys want to see more Destiny content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. And if you want to actually be notified of new uploads, be sure to press the bell beside subscribe. Now, if you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.